Have you ever struggled to share data between sibling components in Angular? It can be a real headache, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into how to pass data between sibling components in Angular. I totally get it. You have a main component with two child components, and you want to keep them in sync. It can feel overwhelming when you're trying to manage state across multiple components. You're definitely not alone in this challenge. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user recently asked, how can I pass data between my from component and to component in Angular? They have a list of items in from component, and when an item is selected or deselected, it should reflect in to component. Sound familiar? Let's explore how to tackle this together. So what's the best way to implement this? In Angular, sibling components don't have direct access to each other's data. Instead, we can use a shared service to manage the state and facilitate communication between them. Let's break it down step by step. And stick around. I have a great tip at the end that will make your Angular development even smoother. To pass data between sibling components in Angular, the user should start by creating a shared service. This service will hold the data that needs to be shared. Next, the user should implement methods in the shared service to add and remove items from the list. This will allow both components to interact with the same data. Now, the user should inject this shared service into both the from component and to component. This will enable both components to access and modify the shared data. In the from component, the user should call the add and remove methods of the shared service when an item is selected or deselected. This will update the shared data. Finally, in the to component, the user should retrieve the shared data using the getItems method and display it. This will ensure that the to component reflects the selections made in the from component. Fun fact, did you know that Angular was developed by Google? It's one of the most popular frameworks for building web applications today, and with features like services and observables, it makes managing state a breeze. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggested by a user involves using a service for communication between sibling components. This method allows the parent component to connect with its children effectively. Let's take a look at another answer from another user. An alternative approach to passing data between sibling components in Angular is to use a shared service. This service can store the data and utilize observables for communication. The to component can subscribe to the observable, allowing it to react to any changes made by the from component. Here's that great tip I promised. Always keep your services organized and consider using RxJS operators to manage your data streams effectively. This will save you time and headaches in the long run. And there you have it. You should now be able to pass data between sibling components in Angular with ease. Remember, using a shared service is key. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button for more tips, and don't miss our next video on advanced Angular techniques.